I'll never forget this day.
What's up guys, it's Brittany. Welcome back to my channel. As I'm sure most of you guys can tell by everything that's going on my face and my head right now, today's video is going to be a Harley Quinn DIY costume and makeup and hair video. For those of you who want to be Harley Quinn for Halloween, but you might not want to put all of the effort into making an exact replica of her costume. I also wanted to come on here to let you guys know that this video is also a major collab, and it is with some of my really good friends here on YouTube, and they are Laura, Tana, Carrie, Anastasia, Lindsay, Savannah, Leah, Courtney, Nicole, and Michaela. We're all doing fall or Halloween videos, and you guys definitely need to go check them out. My DIY version is very, very easy. It is like a very simple version of her costume. So you guys won't be seeing like an exact replica or anything, but obviously people will know who you are. It's really, really easy to do, and a lot of the stuff that I used, I already just had laying around in my house. So if you guys want to see how to get the Harley Quinn makeup, hair, and DIY costume, then just keep watching. Starting out with the makeup, I'm going to be using a Covergirl eyeliner to draw on the little heart tattoo that she has on her right cheek. And I wanted to do this first before I add any of the face makeup because it's going to look like it was an actual tattoo that was covered up by makeup. So now I'm just mixing a foundation with a white clown face paint. And if you guys don't have this, you really don't need to mix in the white. You could just use a really light foundation. And then I'm just powdering it all over with my normal face powder because her face isn't extremely white. It's just very pale pretty much. And then for the eyeshadow on the right eye, she has a red look that's kind of like smeared down the side of her face. So I'm basically just trying to recreate it. I had pictures that I was looking at and I kept packing it on. The great thing about this is it does not need to look neat. And then you just repeat the exact same thing on the other side, except I'm using a blue eyeshadow, and both of these are from NYX, so they are very affordable. The one thing you do need to make sure of when you do this look is just to make sure you blend everything out, because even though it is a pretty intense and messy look, all of the lines that she had on her face were still pretty soft and blended, so just keep that in mind. And then for the eyeliner, it looked like she just had a smoky black liner along her lash line, so I'm just using a black eyeshadow and kind of smudging it out to make it look a bit more smoky. But definitely don't worry if it's not perfect. I don't even know how this look could be perfect at all because it is such a messy look. But then for the rest of the eye makeup, I just added some mascara. She wasn't wearing a ton of mascara, so I just did a couple coats like I normally would. And then I did my bottom eyelashes as well. As for eyebrows, I also kept those pretty natural because in the movie she had pretty natural brows, but I did notice that they were brushed up and out. So I just combed through them first with a little brush on the end and then filled them in pretty normally. And then I set them in place with the Essence Clear Lash and Brow Gel, but I also made sure to really brush the eyebrow hairs up and out just to kind of mimic how they looked in the movie. And then for lipstick, I'm using this bright red lipstick that is from Maybelline, and her lipstick was really bright, but it was also kind of dark at the same time, so I wanted to use this NYX Vamped Up Lip Top Coat. It basically just darkens any color, so it still has that like bright blood red, but it also looks a little bit grungier. So moving on to hair, I'm just going to split my hair down the middle and tie off one side so that I don't take any of the hair into the other pigtail that I'm about to make. So in the movie, she had two pieces of hair that hung down in front of her face, so I'm just making sure to leave that out before I secure the ponytail, and they're pretty much directly on the side of her head in the movie. And then I just did the exact same thing to the other side. And my hair was looking really straight in the pigtails, so I decided to add a tiny bit of like a wave curl to the end of the pigtails. And then I sprayed the very ends of my hair with this really smelly colored hairspray from Walmart. I got them for $3 each in bright blue and red. And make sure you're covering your clothes so that you don't get anything on them because you don't want it staining or anything. But that is the finished hair and makeup. So now on to her costume. I'm going to show you guys how I made the Daddy's Little Monster shirt. So I actually found this shirt with the black stripes on the end, so I figured I would go ahead and just work with that, but of course you guys could paint them on if you can't find one. And I also got some red and blue fabric dye, and go ahead and follow the instructions on the packet. But I'm gonna tell you right now, this did not turn out how I actually wanted it to. My shirt was not cotton at all, and I did not even think about this until after I started dyeing the shirt. But if you have a cotton shirt, this will dye properly. You'll need to dip dye the left sleeve in blue and then the top part of the shirt in red. And then go ahead and just Google Daddy's Little Monster and you should come up with an image that is exactly like the one on her shirt. Make sure you reverse the image in PicMonkey so that when you print it on the transfer paper and iron it onto your shirt, it'll be the right way when it reads. So go ahead and follow the instructions and iron it onto your shirt. And also, if you guys do have a shirt that's not cotton, you can paint it with fabric paint and get the effect that really looks like in the movie. But now I'm going to show you guys how to make a Puddin Choker like the one that she wears in the movie, except you don't need to have all of the crazy materials to make one that actually looks like the real one. So I'm using these little iron-on letters that I got from Michaels, and the fabric that I'm using is a piece of vinyl, and it's kind of like the vinyl that you find on a tablecloth. So if you have like a white vinyl tablecloth, cut out a little chunk of it if you don't need it anymore. And I'm just kind of cutting down the sides because I will be folding the sides under so that you get a really smooth edge. And then I will be cutting off the sides to the length that I need it, and I'm actually going to be attaching some ties to it. So I'm just taking a little hole punch and punching 4 holes onto it, and I'm taking this leather cord that I already had in my house, and that is how I'm going to tie it around my neck. As for her bat, this is my favorite part of this entire DIY. I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. So I already had a really small bat that I used to use when I was very young and all I'm going to need is some stencils, some masking tape, as well as a black, red, and blue Sharpie, a pencil, and a little thing of washi tape. But if you guys don't have that, you can just cut some tape to size. So I'm going to stencil out the words good night because that's what it reads on her bat. Also kind of modify the letters a little bit to look more like the ones on her bat, which was really easy. All you need to do is just look at a picture. Then I filled in all the letters with a red Sharpie and outlined them with black. And when the black was still dry, I used my finger to kind of smudge it because the outer edges of the letters on her bat look a little bit darker. And that is how that part turned out. And then for the little design on the kind of bottom of her bat, this is a little difficult to describe, but I taped off about a 3.5-inch section, and inside I taped 2 big X's, but my camera had died so I didn't get this part. But you should have 2 diamonds and then 2 small triangles between the 2 diamonds. So the big diamonds I'm going to fill in with my blue Sharpie, and then the smaller triangles on the side I'll fill in with red. And when you take it off, you actually have a really cool design, and it looks just like the one on the bat in the movie. And then for the black stripes, I just taped off 2 little stripe sections with the tape and then took that off as well, and make sure that the black is touching the bottom of the red triangles to get the real effect like it had in the movie. Then for the bottom of the bat, I don't have like athlete's tape or whatever it is that they use, so I just used masking tape and it gave the exact same look to it. And then for all of the writing, you can actually find out what it says on her actual bat, but I didn't do that. I kind of just wanted to write my own things, so I just wrote stuff that she says in the movie or from songs that they used in the movie. And if you guys aren't wanting to make her red and blue sequin shorts, I suggest just wearing a pair of blue shorts with a little rocker kind of belt. And she also has on some black fishnets, which you guys can cut holes into if you want, or into the shirt to make it look a little bit more authentic. And then for shoes, I just wore some black lace-up high tops that I found for really cheap, and that's the whole costume. So that is it for today's video. I really hope that you guys liked it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and click that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. This whole look was so much fun to do, so I really do hope that you guys liked it. Also, make sure that you guys leave a bunch of Halloween makeup tutorials and just different video suggestions in the comment section below, because this is kicking off my Halloween series, so obviously I want to do a bunch more. But I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!